The story of BOSKA. It started in 1896 when my great-grandfather, his father actually, started as a blacksmith in the village of Bodegraven. And there's nowhere as much cheese in the world as in Bodegraven. Not in Gouda. I was born in Gouda, but grew up here because this is cheese. And why is there so much cheese here? Because there's 4 big cities in Holland: Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Utrecht, The Hague. In the middle, it used to be below sea level. It became a grass, and the grass grew on very fertile soil with a bit of salt. The grass grew, the cows grazed, gave a lot of milk with a bit salty taste. They started making, of course, milk, and later on butter, and then later on cheese with this overload of milk. Now, this cheese was sold via the canals here in Bodegraven and Gouda to the bigger cities, and later on to the West Indies, and later on to the rest of Europe. And so Bodegraven is the heart of cheese. There's nowhere in the world as much cheese now as in this village. More than 40 million kilograms of cheese, and that's traded every couple of weeks. So it's very interesting. That blacksmith took advantage of that. So for making the horseshoes, started making cheese irons to test cheese, started making the big knives, and later on we started a separate company in purely tools for cheeses. The hardware store that was built up was sold, and my father, this is me, that's my father, that's my grandfather, built up the cheese wares company, professional tools for cheese. When I stepped in 2000, we started exporting. 2002, I took over the company, and in 2005 we were selling in 85 countries all over the world, but it was very hard to make some money because we were thinly spread, and our knives, they last a lifetime. They last for 30, 40 years, so there's no rotation. So what did I think? Let's use our distribution, let's use our professional knowledge for cheese and translate that into tools for the end consumer. Now, the end consumer, we focused on France and the US, and of course the Netherlands. Later on, we added China and Germany. And then in 2018, after all these years, we dared to step into a new food group. So next to cheese, we said, you know what can we fondue? What can we grate? What can we melt? What can we present in a nice way? That's chocolate. And chocolate is also for food lovers. So we started the collection on chocolate. Chocolate fondue, our biggest item there. And then 2 years later, we launched our collection for pizza. Pizza wares, as we call it. So we created cheese wares, we created chocolate wares, and choco wares, and now we have pizza wares, meat wares, and a lot more to come. So from the blacksmith, we changed into professional tools for cheese into the end consumer. And to give you a little bit of a view what that means, is that everything in this cheese counter, except of the counter itself, we make. So maybe these chalkboards, also fake cheeses, cheese replicas, the counter tools, the crates, the dummies, the fake cheeses on the back, everything we produced and we developed ourselves. That was step 1. This took over 100 years, so not that easy. And then we created the end consumer collection. We've been selling cheese planes for over 60 years. And now we develop everything around cheese: fondue, grating, melting, and presenting. And that trick we're gonna do into more food groups. So hopefully we can bring a lot of more parties to your table and support you with this story in mind, but with innovation on our focus for the future, of course. Thank you. Bye-bye.